Hi, Betsy here with Elevate Wealth Advisory, and we are wrapping up September, which is Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. But there is one organization that is looking at this all year long and doing what they can to help prevent it. Today, I am with David Edmiston, one of the co-founders of the Fight Against Suicide at UGA. Hi, David.
Hey, Betsy. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for being here. So tell me a little bit about the mission of the Fight Against Suicide at UGA and how it all began.
Absolutely. So, back when the fight against suicide started, what we noticed is that so many families, so many of our friends and colleagues and peers had been affected by suicide and just overall a deteriorating wellness amongst this young female and male community, this 15 to 35 age demographic, right? And so it was something that we wanted to bring the spotlight towards at the UGA community. It was an underserved part of this 360-degree wellness circle. So what we wanted to focus on is this 360-degree approach to this wellness circle, right? On one side of the circle, you have your physical wellness. On another side of the circle, you have your mental wellness, right? Well, everything is connected together, right? So how can we bridge some of the resources that were provided at the University of Georgia to complete that circle around from this physical side of it's really important to take care of the body, but if you're not taking care of the body, how does that affect your brain? Right? And where is the gap? We're trying to fill this gap. So that was the mission that we set out with originally.
That is so amazing that you guys are really focused on the younger community and males especially. So the fight against suicide event. So talk to me about the event at UGA and what it is.
Sure. So the UGA event started in 2021. So this is our fourth fight against suicide now. So we had 2021 where we sold about 1,000 seats in the Classic Center, and basically the idea stemmed from me and my one of my best friends growing up had been affected by a couple tragedies recently. And what we noticed is that even though these tragedies are happening, nobody really talks about how impactful suicide is, especially to our generation. Amongst men from ages 15 to 35, suicide is the second leading cause of death. You would never know that if unless somebody told you. So our goal was actually never to raise money or to form the foundation, but we said, how about we get everybody together in one room and so we can talk about suicide. We wanted to build an army, right? So we wanted to build an army to do the fight, to fight back against the suicide epidemic. And then what a great way to incorporate, a fun event like boxing. We actually are going to have fights that we're all going to get everybody in the same room. So throughout that week, we had a couple speaker series amongst the some of the Greek organizations that participated. And Will and I, our phrase that year was we wanted everybody to learn it's okay not to be okay, right? Step one,
Yeah.
awareness. So that was how we started.
Amazing. So the actual fight this year will be October 11th at the Classic Center, and it is members of Sigma Chi going up in different boxing rounds against, is it SAE this year?
So, over the years, we've branched out a little bit. So everybody in the UGA community is welcome to apply. What's been great is it's gotten to be such a popular event that tickets sell out every year. We're 3 weeks out from the fight here, and I know that they're getting close already to selling out. And then also people are signing up to box left and right. Luckily enough, I have a little brother who's a senior at UGA. He's fought the past 2 years, partially because Big Brother told him he had to, because we needed people. But he has really reached out and done a great job driving participation. So we have members of the AGR fraternity, we have members of Fiji and Sigma Nu and SAE and Chi Phi and KA and Sigma Chi. It all branched from us. So we probably still have the most participants. But it is turned from a event that mostly Sigma Chi's and K's participated in to now the entire UGA community, which shows our success. We're continuing to build the army.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. Well, tell me the money that's raised, where does it go and how is it working to fight against this cause?
Absolutely. So every dollar that's raised is donated to the Sam Asbury Foundation. So the way it works is we're their main fundraiser for the year. right? In partnership with the Sam Asbury Foundation, we've raised a few $100,000 over the past 4 years, which has really expanded our horizons on, okay, we can actually make a difference. We started by donating to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. That was year one. Ever since then, we've kind of, focused in on our causes. I would say three really cool things that we're doing right now is that we are funding some medicinal research down at Texas A&M. We're about how do you medicate people who are struggling with anxiety and depression, right? So that's something we're still figuring out, right? Medicine is a good thing and a bad thing. We're funding some other research about behavioral therapy, right? So how do you avoid having to medicate somebody, right? What is a way that we can coach behaviorally to avoid these tragedies from happening? And then lastly, we support the Northside Youth Organization. This is close not only to my heart, but to Sam's heart. This is the rec league sports in Atlanta in this Chastain Park neighborhood. One thing we believe is that learning how to make friends is so important, right? And learning how to overcome adversity is so important. I'll tell you, but you learn how to there's no better way than learning how to make friends and learning how to get back up when you're knocked down than on a rec league football field or in a basketball gym when you're a fourth grader, right?
100%.
Absolutely. And then the last main cause that we fund right now, and this is a new project, is the Sunshine Fund at UGA. So the Sunshine Fund at UGA is a new resource out of the Student Affairs Department. Shout out Carrie Smith, the head of Student Affairs at UGA. In partnership with her, students can come to this resource and say, hey, one of my friends is struggling, but I don't want to tell his parents, right? Because I don't want to get them in trouble. I don't want to embarrass them.
Right.
Can you provide some resources? And so they pay for counselors to come into the Student Affairs Department. They'll pay for somebody who maybe has some a drug addiction issue to go get treatment, right? Because a lot of the suicide is stemmed from drug abuse or alcohol abuse, right? Maybe your buddy has a drinking problem. And it's just one of the realities that we have to confront and face in the Greek community is that drugs and alcohol are being used, right? And being abused. It's too big of a school for it to be perfectly clean. And so how do we properly create a resource that students feel comfortable coming to and say, I have a problem, I need help, before we get carried too far down the road where they look around and say, there's no other option for me here other than to take my own life.
Oh, goodness. Well, that is incredible that you guys are hitting it on so many different levels. That's wonderful.
Well, I appreciate it, Betsy.
Oh, thank you. So if people want to get involved, what is the best way to do so?
Well, there's two great ways. So the first would be to come to one of our events. This year we have an event in Athens, Georgia. We have one in Tuscaloosa in Alabama. We have one at Auburn. We're actually going to NC State. That's our newest fight. And we're going to continue to expand across the Southeastern college community and then hopefully across nationally. Will Smith and I, who are the two founders, we set out with the goal of building an army. So getting into one of these boxing gyms or getting into one of these sessions that we're having at a university, that's number one. We'd love to see you there and educate you. Number two, if you can't make it to one of our fights, go into the fightagainstsuicide.com, learning a little bit more about the cause, and then maybe giving towards one of these campus events. That's another great way to directly impact. So either way. Also, we have lots of resources on the website that if anybody wants to learn a little bit more or volunteer at one of our events, they can sign up through our website as well.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for your time today. And thank you for all you are doing for this cause. It's just absolutely incredible the way that it's grown. And kudos to you and Will and to everybody that is involved.
Well, we really appreciate Elevate Wealth Advisory for being such a great partner with us this year. Thank you.
Absolutely. We're excited. Well, again, go to the fightagainstsuicide.com, or you can go to elevate-wealth.com and we have a link to it as well. And thank you so much, David. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Betsy. You as well. Bye-bye.